Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwekwe, Tanzi, Scano. It's Brian and Catherine at Moonstarlodge in South Central Ontario with a reading for March the 3rd through March the 9th. And I'm feeling a little bit silly today. As this goes to air, it's after my birthday, but because we have to film things ahead of time, my birthday hasn't happened. So with the change in the weather from snow for like 8 weeks till today and some sun, I'm feeling just a tad giddy and preparing my very happy inner 3-year-old for the upcoming birthday. So this is a reading today that is heavily spiritually infused with botanicals. This was a request from Spirit, and I pulled out actually more decks than I needed. There's a lot of emphasis with Tarot and Oracle on numerology and astrology and runic attributions, but there are also a lot of botanical attributions. So these cards are the cards I'm using for the next 2 weeks, like this week till the 9th, and then the 10th through the 16th. We will have a full moon in that time, and we're moving into eclipse season. So where one would be moving on this earth, you know, trying to advance and gain energy as if one is riding a skateboard down the sidewalk. When it's eclipse season, it's like riding the most flimsy surfboard on the biggest waves in the world off the coast of Hawaii or Australia. It's a huge difference in the kinetic energy that we have around us to use and hopefully be aware of so we don't lose opportunities. So that being said, the decks I'm using, these botanical lovelies, include the Enchanted Blossoms deck. Been a long time since I've used that. The Fairy Godmother deck is for a couple of private card pulls that I'm going to, or separate card pulls. Unshakable Inner Peace. Lots of beautiful roses in that. The Botanical Dreams Oracle by Catherine Wells Stein. I love her work, and this is brand spanking new this week. Sacred Nature Oracle by Holly Wilmoth. I don't think I've used that before on camera. Herbal Astrology, so that our astrological aspects are dictated by the card pulled. The Tarot of Mystical Moments. That's our main tarot. The Oracle of Mystical Moments. Again, this is Catherine Wells Stein for 3 of the decks in use. The Divine Codes Oracle. A lot of collage imagery involving botanicals here, and it's got an incredible vibration physically off that deck. The Secrets of the Mystic Grove, because, you know, what says pending spring like a woman with birds and flowers in her hair. And a card that isn't in this week but will be used next week is the Floral Enchantments. So this is an entirely botanical tarot. All right. This is a wild reading, and let's get to the cards. So this is one for the books. I have never pulled cards from well-shuffled, well-used decks that have come out the way this week's reading has come out. We have, these are all the Tarot of Mystical Moments. And we have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. And we have the King of Wands and the King of Wands in different genders. And I'll explain what that means moving through the reading. I've also pulled a clarifier, and I felt the need here. What did I do with it? You know, to get out my magic wand here, in case Dean Taylor needs a smack. Anyway, love Dean. We start with the Hanged Man, although it's female person here, hanging almost like she's about to do a pirouette. This is about looking at things from other perspectives. This is a week we have to stand back, at least start the week, not jumping into action about anything. We need to stand back, observe, look at situations that are coming up in our lives with from a place of new perspective. Historically, this card has had elements of sacrifice associated with it, and a need for patience. We need patience. And it's clarified by a very beautiful card. This is called the Night Ride. It's the author says this is a male, it's a bull elephant with two little owls, and the one owl is protecting the others. And the elephant is literally blowing the stars into the sky. This is talking about protection. We are protected in ways that we never, ever at times realize. And it's so important to know that protection comes from these ancestors and from Source itself, because we are Source, and Source is protecting us. It's interesting to me that the first 4 cards here all have stars in them. So we're being protected, we're taking our time, we're observing some situation, it'll be different for all of us, I'm assuming, from a new, gentle, holding back perspective. The second card is the Seven of Cups, and this is again about the potential for illusion, going down rabbit holes. It can be a tremendous waste of time to do that. It is picking things which are presented to us, and not everything that's presented to us from the universe is good for us. And it's clarified here by, let me get this card out from underneath, telling us this is very appropriate. Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? And of course, the Seven of Cups is the card of illusion. And it's at this point that we jump to the Queen of Pentacles, the one who is the provider. She is very similar in a lot of ways to the Empress card of the Major Arcana. And she's very much about self-nurture, about providing for family and community, but really keeping it kind of close to home. She's clarified here by an interesting botanical from Ayurveda and Chinese medicine, if I understand correctly. It's called Shisandra, and it's the botanical of grace. And it relates to Jupiter and Venus. This plant has effect on all 5 elements. In Chinese medicine, it's wood is included with earth, air, fire, and water. But also, if you've got grace, you're including spirit here. It's about getting into nature and making sure that we are grounding. And that I pulled a clarifier to help me connect these two cards together. And I understand now that this Queen of Pentacles is absolutely surrounded by nature, flowers, food, the things which one nourishes others. But Shasandra here is about the grace involved of sharing our nurture and being grounded and focused as we do so. This grounding card, though, I think it doesn't just apply to this line of cards. So I'm pulling it over here so we can see differently. So here's the King of Pentacles, and he's the one involved in legacy. He's involved with community, the big picture, seeing from a higher place, making sure that we know we have everything available to us that we will ever need. And Windflower, the clarifier, is a young woman. It's hard to see, with a snail companion and dealing with flowers and birds and butterflies in the wind in a reflecting pool. And this is about making sure that, again, we are in nature, which this card also asks us, because it is within nature that we receive grounding and we receive support. And next here is the King of Wands in the female version, a woman with a very powerful wand, smoking. She's majestic, she's magnetic, passion. She lights up the room when she walks in. Beauty, knows how, from a place of emotional maturity, to deal with the passionate energies that she draws down from spirit. So that's the yin to the yang here of these two cards. Opportunities. Spirit wants me to stop for a second and say opportunities are being presented to us. Out of the illusory thing, we will be choosing the right one. We will be able to recognize what we need from this card. So the clarifier here for the female King of Wands is revelations. This says, all doubt and confusion have now transmuted to clarity. So clarity is the opposite of illusion. So the revelations are what the Queen of Wands brings us with her magic. In between the King of Wands and this other King of Wands, we have the Death card, which is transmutation, transformation. Some way that we have been living is dying, and has died, actually. It's done. We can't go back and revisit it. So being kind of monkey in the middle between these two says it'll be very clear and very easy to walk away from something that has not served us. It's clarified here by celebrate mystery, trust the journey, and the revelation of unexpected secrets. Good. This is a good journey then. And finally, we have the King of Wands in the male form. He has a drum. The drum is emitting flames. It's, of course, wands are the fire element. Her flames are here more in the form of sparkles. But this is about moving forward, singing our song, doing our thing, knowing that the power of spirit infuses us. And that's an amazing thing. It's clarified here by ambition. He brings the same majesty, and he brings the same power and beauty and form and clarity. And so he's clarified by ambition. In this card, the painting is of hollyhocks and a painted lady moth. But in this deck, all the moths are turned into dragons. So dragons breathe fire. You can flip the camera, Brian. This is just like, once again, I'm going to keep the picture that Brian takes of each reading. I don't keep the pictures. They're on record through, through time and social media. But this is one I'm going to keep in my personal files because I'm not sure I've done justice to the powerful message here. It is for each of us to see and expect and appreciate and have grace around all that Spirit in this pure potential of spring is bringing us, especially with this time that we're in with the grandmother of ways, the truth. This is a taking no guff. This is just, it is going to be what it's going to be, and we will not be left behind. In fact, we will be creating the magnificence. Anyway, if you've made it to this point, I thank you for being part of this day and this reading. We thank you for your likes and subscriptions. Subscribing helps us with Google Analytics. We thank you for the coffee you send and the e-transfers and the PayPals and the pounds of coffee on Amazon and all that stuff. We can't do this without you because the expense of trying to do this is ridiculous with software and time and the investment that we make. Anyway, we thank you and have a great week. Aho.